Chisum was a kind girl who loved to help everyone in her village. She was always smiling, always gentle, and everyone liked her. But one morning, something very surprising happened. When Chisum woke up and stretched her arms, she felt a funny stretch in her legs and back. She stood up and bumped her head on the roof. She had grown very, very tall overnight. Her arms were long, her legs were long, and she looked like a tall wooden statue. Her mother gasped and covered her mouth because she did not understand what was happening. Chisum looked at herself and felt confused too, because she had never seen anyone grow that fast before. When she walked outside, the chickens ran away because they did not recognize her. The little children stared with big round eyes and started calling her a tall Chisum. But soon, they got scared and whispered that she looked like a tall ghost. Chisum felt sad because she didn't want to scare anybody. She was still the same girl inside, but her body kept growing by itself. Every night, her bones stretched a little more. She did not know why this was happening, but she hoped someone would understand and help her soon. One morning, Chisum went to wash her face at the river, and she saw something new on her skin. There were tiny lines on her ribs, shaped like circles and half-moons. They looked like someone drew them gently with light. When she touched them, they felt warm and soft, almost like they were humming a little song. She didn't know what they meant, so she called her mother to look. Her mother was very surprised and quickly ran to call the village elders because she thought something magical was happening. The elders came with feathers, beads, and tiny bells. They walked slowly around Chisum, looking closely at the glowing lines on her skin. When one elder tried to touch the marks with a stick, the stick broke in half like it touched fire. Everyone gasped in surprise. The oldest elder said the marks were not bad or scary, they looked like messages. But who could be sending messages on Chisum's skin? The villagers became afraid and thought Chisum had magic she could not control. Chisum hugged herself and wished she could understand what the glowing marks were trying to say. That night, Chisum couldn't sleep because her bones felt wiggly and shaky inside her. She lay very still and listened carefully. Suddenly, she heard a soft voice whispering from inside her body. The voice was deep and slow, like someone speaking from far, far away under the ground. It didn't sound scary, it sounded sad and lonely. Chisum didn't know what the voice wanted, but she felt it calling her gently. The glowing marks on her ribs moved around again like they were writing new shapes. Chisum felt brave even though she was nervous, so she followed the voice out of her house and into the quiet forest. The trees moved aside as if they knew she was coming. She walked until she saw an old stone place covered in green plants. Her bones shook gently like they were happy, and the marks on her skin glowed very bright. Chisum suddenly understood. The voice was not trying to hurt her, it was trying to talk to her. Someone from a long, long time ago wanted her to hear their story. A soft glowing shape appeared in front of Chisum. It looked like a tall man made of shining light. He smiled kindly and told her his name was Oga. He said he lived many, many years ago, long before Chisum was born. He was a brave leader, but something very sad happened to him. Some people treated him unfairly, and he could not rest peacefully. So his spirit stayed quiet for a long time, waiting for someone who could hear him. And now, Chisum was the one who could hear him because her bones were special. Aga told Chisum that he didn't want to scare her. He only wanted his story to be remembered. As he talked, Chisum saw pictures in her mind like a movie, Aga helping people, Aga protecting his village, and then Aga feeling lonely because no one told his story anymore. Chisum felt her heart warm with kindness. She told Aga she would listen. The glowing marks on her skin settled softly, and Chisum felt calm for the first time since her strange growing began. When Chisum returned home, she was taller and glowing even brighter. The villagers were so frightened that they hid behind their doors. They didn't know she had met a gentle spirit who only wanted to be heard. The elders tried to stop her with charms and words, but nothing worked. Chisum didn't want anyone to be afraid of her. She tried to tell them she was still Chisum, the same girl who used to play by the river. But the people ran because they didn't understand magic. Chisum felt a little sad, but she knew she needed to be brave. She remembered Oga's story and the promise she made to him. She told herself that being different was not a bad thing. Her tall body and glowing skin were not meant to scare people, they were meant to help someone. She decided to tell everyone Oga's story so the villagers would know she was not dangerous. She was just special, and sometimes special things look scary until you understand them. Chisum gathered the villagers together and told them everything she learned from Oga. She told them how kind he was, how he only wanted people to remember him, and how her glowing marks were messages, not danger. The villagers listened quietly. They looked at her tall shape and glowing symbols, and slowly, they began to understand. The chief of the village stepped forward and apologized for being afraid. He said they would help Chisum share Oga's story so everyone would know what happened long ago. A little girl came forward and held Chisum's long hand. She looked up and smiled. "You're not scary," the little girl said. "You're beautiful." Chisum's heart felt warm. The villagers nodded and promised to rebuild Oga's old resting place so his story would never be forgotten. Chisum felt happy because she finally felt understood. Her special body had a purpose, and the villagers were no longer afraid. When the villagers rebuilt Oga's resting place, a soft golden light filled the air. Oga appeared again, smiling gently. He thanked Chisum for listening to him and helping him feel remembered. He told her she was brave and kind, and her tall glowing body was a gift, not a curse. Then his spirit slowly faded like a beautiful light drifting into the sky. Chisum did not grow any taller after that day, but she stayed tall, taller than everyone in the village. The glowing symbol stayed on her skin, soft and warm like friendly stars. The villagers no longer called her the tall ghost. They called her the bone guardian, because she protected both the living and the memories of those who came before. And Chisum smiled every day, happy to be exactly who she was. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more magical tales, and share it with your friends so they can enjoy it too.